Welcome back to another episode of the Expendable Opinion Podcast. My name's Miles, and today on the show, we are going to be talking about shows we're watching, shows that we like, we love, we don't like, we don't love, all of that. I'm sure we'll go on a tangent or three, maybe even five, before we even get started, and even while we're doing it. But you know what? That's okay. That's a part of the show. That's just what we do. We like hanging out. We like talking about just random stuff. That's just how we roll. And for some reason, you keep coming back, and we greatly appreciate that. Before we get started, though, I want to give a huge shout out and thank to our sponsor of this episode, which is Pastimes Comics in Asheville, North Carolina. Asheville's most reliable, friendliest, and oldest comic book shop in town. Guys, I cannot say enough about this comic book shop. Yes, one of the owners is on the show, but as a customer, I can say wholeheartedly, I absolutely love this comic shop. I love the people that come in there. I love the owners, Chris and Scott. They're fantastic. They will help you find the comic that you've been wanting to read forever, or even a comic that you didn't know you wanted to read, because they read everything in their shop. I know a lot of comic book shops around the country, they don't take the time to read what they have in the store, but these guys do, because they care about what they're selling and they care about the people that come into the store. So if you're looking for a new comic book shop, check them out. It's the place to go. Pastimes Comics in Asheville, North Carolina. So, without further ado, let's get the show started.
Yeah. I swear I would not punch a baby, but this one's
asking for it.
Gonna get it.
Yeah. It's asking for it.
I'm mad at that baby because it has more hair than me.
And not just on its balls.
Have they dropped yet? God.
That's a man.
That is a man-child is what that is.
What's that, Benjamin Button's disease or something?
The other day, man, I threatened him and he throat punched me. I thought it was...
Did he get up on a
I thought
chair?
It was a dude. I didn't even realize. And then I didn't feel bad after I kicked him. So, yeah. I was like,
this in the Walmart boys
that
clothing section again? You guys
does he
are going
even
to...
have a name? No.
Just
he
baby.
doesn't deserve a name.
He's the Mission Impossible baby.
The Mission Impossible baby.
He's Ethan Bunt.
Ethan Bunt is not my name.
Oh, is there duct tape around? God.
Yes. Yes, I'll go get it out of my car.
I'm just going to tape him up and use him as a punching bag.
You should always have duct tape, right? Drop cloths and
chloroform
and drop cloths and shovels.
Your face right now is so serious.
Sounds like a typical Tuesday night to me.
Hey, you know, when you got to help a friend out sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
A bunch of lawn darts. Just everything you need.
Yes,
Mulch,
lawn darts.
if you need it. A couple plants to hide everything.
It's good for fertilizer. Got to have some lime,
We've
too.
gone on to a dark path.
Yeah, it's so dark.
I don't know if we're ready for the horror podcast yet. Me and Scott will bring that one around
You're gonna be
sometime. When Miles allows us to talk about evil things, we'll bring it around.
We've been talking about evil things this entire time.
Not enough.
It's not that evil. It's just practical.
Yeah.
It's supplies in the car.
Why are you looking at us like that?
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh. Well, all right.
Okay.
So I guess to turn this around.
Yeah, it got weird, didn't it?
Yeah.
And if you hear me sipping on something, it's because I am. Get over
I
it.
burped.
Are you drunk? You drunk right now?
No, the 4Locos is at home.
He peed it out already. It's out of his system.
You know, if you pee that into a cup and just filter it, air quotes,
Yeah.
doesn't mean if you drink it again, it's going to get
You
you
know,
drunk.
if you pee that into a cup and
I
then
think
funnel
it
it
will.
into a car, it'll run.
Yeah, but I think 4Loco is like good again and again over like if you do pee in a cup.
Pee and then just drink it again?
Yeah.
Probably
I
tastes
think
the
it's
same.
pretty powerful.
At least 4 times.
Yes, because that's why it's called 4Loco. You're crazy
You're
to drink
crazy
it 4 times.
if you can do it.
You're so crazy. You're so crazy.
What if that was their advertisement? It's like, we dare ya.
We'll give you a lifetime supply of 4 Locos.
If you can
do
drink
this.
it, Pee it, drink it, pee it, drink it.
Tag
and
us
guess
on
what?
Instagram.
Pee it, drink it again.
That is on Instagram.
Because you're 4
Hashtag
times the crazy.
I'm crazy.
I'm loco.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Hashtag ER trip.
Hashtag loco for loco.
That's also why it's 2 for $5.
Oh, this episode is brought to you by 4Locos.
Thank you, 4Loco, for this sponsorship.
Yeah, this cheap drunk.
I can't feel my teeth,
Yeah.
so that's good. What?
Is that a thing?
This
People can't feel
Kool-Aid's
their
gone
Dude,
bad.
it's so funny. Like, all right, sorry, Liv. If Liv is drunk, if Liv starts getting drunk, she'll start tapping her teeth, and she's like, "Hey, I can still feel them." Like, so we're good. If she goes to tapping, uh-oh. She can't feel them, boys. We gotta lock her up.
Yeah.
She's gonna get wild.
Awesome.
Oh man, that's
Oh, man.
funny.
Okay.
What were we going to talk about
We were going
again?
to talk about what we're watching.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but that was...
But now we're talking about what we're drinking.
or what I'm drinking.
What? Okay. On today's episode of What Scott's Drinking.
What Scott's drinking? Well, today I got
That's
some
not a
Johnny
bad idea.
bootleggers in a paper bag.
All we...
I've literally just poured them all into this paper bag. It's leaking everywhere all over the studio. But that's fine. I brought a mop. I'm going to drink out of the bucket afterwards.
We should start carrying Ziploc bags around. Then you can just cut it at the one part and just squeeze it out like
Squeeze them.
it's like an adult Capri Sun.
Anyways, let's talk
Weirdo.
about what shows we're watching.
All right.
Okay.
And
kick,
why you're still watching it.
kick it off, Scott. You're like the more updated TV show guy right now.
Because I have no life.
No.
Is that what it
Basically
is?
what you said.
You did. You said that. You're like, that guy has no life.
All right.
You don't have a life. What are you watching?
Yeah. Scott, you got plenty of time in your life.
Oh. All right. So,
Okay.
yeah, other than, running a comic book store
Yeah.
and
Living in my parents'
whatever
basement.
else that you do.
That's pretty much.
What shows are you watching right now?
You're looking. Let's see. I did binge watch Umbrella Academy.
Which I need to start.
I did that as well.
You've already watched it too? I'm the only one out.
It's
Oh.
awesome.
That's why I didn't suggest that we talk about it. Because no, you're not.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
I
not.
almost-
You're not in the academy.
to go see Fleetwood Mac.
And I will
yeah.
never apologize for that one.
No, you shouldn't apologize for that.
And you're welcome, by the way, because I told Liv to take you to that
Oh.
instead of Justin Timberlake.
If you're listening to this,
Good choice.
you owe Miles a big old high five. Because she knows I want to see both, but Fleetwood. Like, that's legend.
Because your name's
stuff.
Justin.
I remember her
Is that
telling me-
why you want to
Yeah,
see Justin
there
Timberlake?
can't be that many in a room.
No.
That's just...
She pulled me to the side and she was like, I don't know what to do. You know,
Yeah.
she was like, I don't know.
Did she tap her teeth? Was she drinking?
She's like, I can't feel him. What do I do?
Make a decision for me.
And I was like, why are we even having this discussion? It's Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
All day, every day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's their final tour.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Well, it took them a decade to get this one
I've
going,
heard
'cause
them
they-
say like that they farewell tour like a few times apparently, but like
then they
I
cancel
think
it.
this one might be.
Yeah, I think this is.
This one
Yeah.
probably is, but
I mean, you were saying they all had colds, so they're gonna die.
don't you dare talk about Stevie Nicks like that.
I'm sorry.
She's
I'm
a gypsy angel from heaven.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anyways,
All
Umbrella.
right, we'll go back.
Sorry,
to
Umbrella
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
I'm behind. I know, and the rest of the world has probably been past me on that. I've heard it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and it's further proof that Netflix doesn't really need the Marvel shows. Because if they continue to do that, I know, like Mark Millar that does a lot of comic book stuff, that he's responsible for Kick-Ass. And
Oh yeah.
You just Judy chopped that.
I did.
microphone right there.
Judy Chop.
He gets aggressive when he talks about comic books.
Yeah, man. No, sorry. Because I know they've cast for Jupiter's Legacy, which is one of his cool stories.
Is that is Umbrella Academy? Is that Dark Horse?
Dark
Yeah,
Horse,
it's
yeah.
Dark Horse.
And it's written by what's his name from My Chemical Romance.
Oh,
Is it? What's that guy's name?
I don't know.
You know, it's a lead singer.
And he did another one, right? What is the name of that? There was another.
He's actually on the 3rd volume of Umbrella Academy that came back out last year. So,
Right.
But he...
And you said that's something you haven't read.
Yeah, I've never read the... It was so funny because I actually read the first issue for the new series, and I had no idea what was going on.
Oh, really?
But watching the TV show, I was like, oh.
Gerard Way?
Yeah, Gerard Way. Yeah.
Okay.
Gerard Way and Gabriel Ba.
Hasn't he been writing something else? He wrote something else.
Actually, he had his own little imprint at DC.
Oh.
He did a Doom Patrol for them,
Oh,
that's
nice.
cool.
which is
I thought
really
I
good.
couldn't remember what it was. I remember
Interesting.
you telling me about it. But yeah, dude, it's really good. I'm on board for that one.
And
I think once it got to how many episodes are there? There's like 13.
Yeah, I think 13.
And they're all like an hour long. I saw
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
too. I scrolled through. I was like, oh wow, they put some
Yeah.
serious money
And
into this one.
There's
Well
like
made.
some timey-wimey stuff in it.
Yeah.
So it's by episode 6, Scott and I both talked about it briefly, just because we both had seen it and we were
Yeah.
both kind of shocked by it. But
You're not in the club.
I'm not. Yeah. It's been established, Scott. Thanks.
in the beginning, what is her name?
Ellen
Ellen
Yeah.
Page. So in the beginning, you're kind of like, nah, come on. But
Yeah.
then it all makes sense once they kind of like revealing her character,
Yeah.
putting her more in the limelight, which
Yeah.
you kind of see coming, but you don't. You're wanting it to happen, and then something does happen. But by episode 6, it's pretty much just cliffhanger after cliffhanger.
Really?
And it's at least that's what I felt.
Oh, yeah.
Because
That's awesome.
I watched up until like episode 5 or 6, and I wasn't really binge watching at
Yeah.
that point. But once I got there, I was like, oh,
Can't
crap,
stop,
I
won't
can't
stop.
stop.
Yeah,
I
you
was
gotta
like, I gotta
finish it.
finish
Yeah.
this. And now you gotta wait forever for the next season
Yeah.
to come out, and it's really aggravating because I
Yeah.
just want it to be
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah, it's pretty well made. It's it's well acted, I
Yeah,
think.
and it's practical.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything like over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's super weird.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
very
down
weird.
with that though.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
looked cool,
yeah.
and everything about it looks really nice. I just haven't had a chance. But yeah, I almost started it last night.
Do you know what it's about?
No, I don't at all. I
So-
don't know anything.
We can give you a synopsis. at
Yeah,
So the
least.
basis of
Briefly.
it, there's this science guy, and there's a bunch of kids all born on the same day,
Okay.
but like the women that were pregnant with these children like were instantaneously pregnant,
Yeah.
like on
weird.
that day. It was. And
Oh
they
wait,
don't-
so it wasn't like they had been pregnant for 9 months.
No,
they
no,
literally
it was just like pregnant
to term
and then
And to term,
that day.
yes.
Okay.
And so he like traveled around and started adopting and buying these children.
Oh wow,
And so he got
that's a lot of really terrible parents.
6, 7.
7, yeah.
Seven of
7
them?
altogether. Yeah. Because they're all
Yes,
numbered.
that's
Their
right,
names
that's
are
right.
numbers.
Ah, okay.
And so he raises them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got like
He's an odd dude.
yeah, he doesn't really talk to him from what you see.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a talking monkey. And
Yeah,
There's
the
like a
Bobo
nanny.
or Bibbo or
Yeah, something
Boo-boo.
like that. and the nanny, or like they call her mom,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they call her
And
mom.
she's like ageless, and you figure out why.
Okay.
But it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool, and I'm interested to see if they explain how the whole like them all being born at the same time, because they didn't touch that
They
at
didn't
all.
even get in.
and each kid has a different superpower.
Okay.
And by at some point, they do a lot of flashbacks and explaining things, and it's like,
He raises them and as like superheroes.
yeah,
like,
it's
fight
kind of
crime.
X-Men-y,
That's pretty
but
cool, though.
he's not nice like Professor X.
Yeah.
He's kind of a jerk.
Well, that sounds cool. Yeah, I need to start. I'll probably start it tonight, honestly.
Other shows I'm watching, watching Doom Patrol right now, which is kind of fun because it's kind of similar to the.
How's the second episode?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
It's
I love the first one.
It's even weirder. and honestly, this is the one where they introduced Cyborg into it.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
And I did not hate him at all.
Okay,
that's
good.
good.
Yeah, he was
How was the effects? Because I know that.
better.
Okay.
Yeah, he's better, and the second episode explains a lot more about Crazy Jane and some other things like that. It's pretty good. It's pretty
Does
well
he
made.
just kind of like show up, or is it something? Do they dive into
They explain they explain that Niles, the chief, is friends with his dad, and they've known each other too.
Oh,
and so I was like, oh, that's cool.
They've worked together.
And they actually, and even at one point, Cyborg mentions like, hey, I'm working my way up to where I could end up being in the Justice League. And I was like, awesome.
Cool.
So these
they're
are
not
all
just
tied
gonna
together.
I love how they're not veering away from it.
Yeah.
No.
You know,
Yeah. They're embracing it.
No.
Yeah. They're going right into it. And
That's
it
good.
was fun. It was fun to see they deal with that donkey and the donkeys. And I want to see Alan Tudyk narrating this show is wonderful.
Yeah.
Because he is hilarious. He's like, okay, here, cue the pretentious opening sequence. And I think that is awesome.
That's funny.
Dude, I love how malleable he is as an actor.
Yeah.
He, in my opinion, I think I would love to see him and Andy Serkis do something together.
Oh, yeah.
Like I
Dope.
that's another path
yeah.
we could go on, but I just love because he can do so much.
Yeah.
He's a
so
great
much.
voice actor, too. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
And,
just becomes whoever
yeah.
effortlessly.
I'm in for the whole thing. I'm Doom
That's
Patrol.
2 shows I've got to start.
Yeah, Doom Patrol, and
You haven't.
There's
Oh,
only 2
man.
episodes of that though, right?
Yeah.
Because they're doing them weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that. I
Yeah.
love that they're doing that. In the first episode, they just Brendan Fraser.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they.
Was it wonderful to see him back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
It's-
back at it.
Yeah.
But it's a role that he was meant to do.
Yeah, he's really good
He's
in
really,
it, actually.
he's yeah.
And yeah, I mean they're going with a lot of the story elements that have been done for 50 years or so
Yeah.
with those characters. I like it a lot.
Yeah. You really feel for his character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you like him when he shows up in Titans,
Yeah.
but this like seals the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the episode is basically all about him.
The first one. Okay. Yeah.
He's
I'll
got
start
a
that.
he's got a lot of he's got a character. He's a character with a lot of heart.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I'm also I just binge watched 4 seasons of Schitt's Creek.
Which I have.
Welcome to the group.
Yeah, I was
watched.
glad to join that crew now.
Man.
It's a show that's not for everybody, I can say that,
Yeah.
but it's great Canadian humor, and
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I'll tell you this though. I'll be honest with you. People that, which I haven't come across yet, but anyone who ever says that they don't like that show or they didn't think it was funny, I don't trust you anymore. I have a very hard. I don't trust you anymore.
I have
It's one of the
this-
funniest shows I've ever seen in my life, and I cried.
Oh no! It has
Every
so
season
much
finale,
heart.
Yeah.
me and Liv
Oh, me
were
too.
bawling our eyes out.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, a show that can make you laugh as hard
it-
as that does.
It
and
blindsides
hits you in
Yeah.
the heart. Man, dude, that's perfect writing.
Well,
It's great.
you know, by the 4th season, they've really like developed the kids, the characters
Yeah.
of them. I mean, the parents I think are still really close to what they were when they were. I mean, they have more heart now.
Yeah.
But those kids are, I mean, they're great characters now, and they've evolved.
Yeah.
Especially the daughter.
Yeah.
Goodness, she
Oh,
like
a ton.
she's become like
night and day.
yeah. And guys like Chris Elliott, his character. Come on, the guy's name is Roland. Shit.
Yeah, Roland. Shit. And wait, what was his dad's name?
I don't remember.
It's the same.
Yeah,
it's like
a
something
play
that
on
has to
words
do with.
too.
you
Yeah,
know.
and they were gonna, and they wanted to name they were naming their kid after Mora.
Mora, yeah.
Mora Roland.
Roland
Mora
Mora
shit.
shit.
And this is what is it? SCHITT.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
SCH.
But we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not just blatantly just saying that.
Yeah, and if you're not watching this show, you need to at least give it a go.
It's
That's
funny.
what I tell everybody.
You can't just watch the first episode and go, I don't like it. You should watch several episodes. David is by far one. He's awesome. He's a great character. Anything, of course I watch wrestling, and
Well, yeah.
I'm every week.
All 3 of us are big pro wrestling fans.
Yeah. We're not going to be apologetic.
No, I'm not
apologetic
apologizing.
about
I don't watch it as regular.
Right.
I mean, I forget that I have Hulu and I have
Yeah.
access to it,
Yeah.
and I can watch it. But
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
you still enjoy it.
yeah,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't take away
I love
from
watching the pay-per-views, and
It's amping up lately too. So
Yeah.
I
Seems like they're making a lot of changes. They just
and
they
they're
just
kind of having to make changes.
they need to.
well they just brought on after that pay-per-view
All
that
the
just
NXT
happened
guys.
after Elimination Chamber. They brought on so many NXT people.
They brought out Aleister
Ricochet
Black
is now on main roster. Johnny what's his last
Gargano.
name? Yeah, Gargano. He's main roster now.
Ciampa.
Ciampa's main roster now. Like, I mean, they brought what's his name?
Ricochet and Aleister Black.
Aleister Black.
Yeah.
That dude that's creepy, tatted up and everything.
Yeah.
All of them main roster now.
Awesome.
And I was just like, wow.
Yeah. So that's good. Anything else I'm watching normally? No.
That's your list.
There's other things that I watch on,
yeah.
but they're more like movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead now, Justin, since you're next.
I'm next in the timeline.
Tag in.
Boom.
Yeah. Oh, that was
That was a
horrible tag.
Poopy tag.
Yeah.
We'll work on that. But so most of all right now currently I'm on the final season of The Strain.
Cool.
I was late to the party on that one because that one came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
But it was always on my radar. Always wanted to watch it. If you don't know, The Strain is on FX, and it is based off of a trilogy of novels written by Guillermo del Toro.
Yep.
And he actually wrote and directed quite a few of the episodes himself, which is really cool. Like the very first episode that you watch, season 1, episode 1, that's all him. That's all Del Toro. And it is terrifying. It is a terrifying show. But yeah, basically it's about vampires. And Scott's freaking miles out with his mic right now.
You're just like huffing into the microphone.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to build ambiance for my vampire show. But yeah, so it's a vampire show without really being a vampire show. It's more about disease and virus and chemical warfare.
It looked pretty cool.
It's
when I saw
it's great, man.
A preview of it.
They treat vampires like a virus. They don't treat them like a monster.
Right.
It's really good.
I like the Russian dude.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I watched a few episodes of the first season,
Yeah.
and then I would forget it's on.
Yeah.
But I dug him because he was like a pest control guy, wasn't
Yeah.
he? And then he's like, oh crap, this is not rats.
No. Yeah, he's a pest control guy in New York City, and he goes down into the sewers because he's following all these rats. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to find where they're coming from and poison it.
Yeah.
Or lay traps. And he gets down there, and he just sees this swarm of vampires sleeping.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it was terrifying. But yeah, it's a great show. Highly recommend it. If you're into horror, and it also, like I said, it's by Del Toro, who's famously known for his horror movies and stuff. He just did
Hellboy,
The Shape of Water.
Yeah, Shape of Water.
Hellboy movies, Pan's Labyrinth. He's big deal.
Yeah.
So these are based off his books. They made the show, and then from the show, they made the comics and graphic novels. So this show has a lot of rep to it, and it's great.
Yeah.
So
Was it like 4 seasons?
4 seasons.
Yeah.
And FX kind of made them, I think they gave them a heads up, like, hey, we're going to stop you after this one.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good call.
Yeah.
4
Because I think there's
seasons
only
was
3
enough.
books.
Yeah. Only 3 books, and they just kept going with it and going.
Yeah.
But it's not like there was any bad spots. It's just you can tell it was like, y'all have got to be getting ready to get to the end here, where I'm at, which I've only got 2 episodes left.
Right.
But it's great.
What else you watching?
I'm also watching wrestling,
Yeah.
of course, always. And what else? Oh, me and my wife, we are really we're really into guilty pleasure show is The Challenge on MTV. We love it. You ever seen it?
No.
Okay, so the challenge is
They don't have music on MTV
no,
anymore,
MTV
so I
is
haven't
not
watched
music
it in
television
decades.
anymore. No, there is no music other than what's in their shows, background. But the challenge is basically like Survivor, but with people like the cast members on the show or whatever are people that were on The Real World, Road Rules.
Okay.
Are You the One? It's like different MTV shows for like the young, like our age or younger, really, like people that are like 18, 19. But what is really the hook for that show is they keep bringing back the same people and adding new people every year to it. So you've got some people on this show that have been doing it since the 90s.
Yeah.
And they've been winning. Like they're champions on this show. And they win tons of money. Right now, the season we're on, it's $1 million grand prize. And but it's just like Survivor.
Is Puck on there?
Who?
Puck?
Yeah,
he was in an old
no, I don't.
Real World episode.
CT, Johnny Bananas, Wes sometimes will be on there. But like these guys have been doing it forever.
Oh, wow.
Like Johnny, he's won it 5 times, which is insane.
Dang.
But it's a great show. And the competitions are way more intense than like the stuff on Survivor. It's way more athletic. They beat the hell out of each other. I mean, people would have to go home for breaking stuff all the time. Like, and if they get in fights in the house, which happens a lot because they get drunk, they allow them to drink, and they all live in the same house, men and women. So there's a lot of dirty stuff going on. There's a lot of fighting, and if you do any of that, you're gone. They'll send you home. So
A lot of.
yeah, there's a lot of that. A lot of that.
Yeah.
You hear that?
So good. You guys like hearing Scott practically eat the mic?
I'll tell you who doesn't. Miles.
It sounds so good in my ear holes.
So yeah, I mean, I don't have too many shows go. Well, I mean, I just finished up Titans on
Cool.
DC, which we talked about.
Cool.
So really, that's where I've been.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching Young Justice Season 3, too. I should
That
say
and
that.
that I've been watching Young Justice as well.
Because we're nerds.
Yeah.
And we have to watch those things.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Miles, what do you got on your plate?
I'm kind of watching some. I know I'm not the only one, but I feel like I have nobody to talk to about the Orville.
I've seen the first season.
I need to watch that, man.
You have seen the first season?
Yeah, I watched the first season because you told me. I just haven't seen the second season.
Okay. So far, dude, I love what Seth MacFarlane's doing with this show.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the first season, it's kind of treated more like a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like he was, like, really making it like a satire. But the thing is, it's not really a satire. It's sci-fi.
Yeah.
It really is sci-fi, and I love it.
But he loves sci-fi.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like an homage kind of thing to Star Trek.
Right.
But with Seth MacFarlane's flair, and the humor, the heart that's in it. Like, in the second season, I was tearing up. Like,
Wow.
Yeah, because they're doing stuff like...
You're a girl.
I know.
Me and Miles, like, we'll just
You're
go
so
ahead and tell you.
sexist.
Like, you might hear us talk about tearing up in shows and movies that we watch, but I don't know. We're just bred different. We're sensitive as hell. Man.
girls.
we're
I
women.
cry all the time.
I would love to see Scott cry one
I would
good
too.
time. Just one. What would do it?
Maybe
Somebody
he
throwing away a
does.
sausage?
Maybe that's when we ask him if he wants to hang out. He's just like, no, I got something going on.
He's
and
crying.
he just goes home and he cries.
Yes.
He's nodding a lot.
Yeah, I think he's fighting
figured
tears
it
back
out.
right now.
Oh, we're getting it. We're getting it.
It's working.
Oh, never mind. The baby pinched him. That's
Yeah.
what happened.
Muddy and Butterball.
Kick him. Kick him.
I'll kill you. In my I guess the impression I get from the Orville from just passing is that it's like Galaxy Quest on TV, but with more to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I love Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, I do too.
I think that's a
But
great.
you
It's
know,
a different idea, though, because
Yeah.
it's real. Well, I mean, to them.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like...
but it's
and it
got
was
the
real in Galaxy
humor,
Quest,
is what
but-
I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It is. It's got that humor. It really does.
That was beautiful.
I'm so sorry, man.
Scott's a bit gassy today.
7 Up, man.
Make 7 Up yours.
Yeah, it'll make you burp.
What goes down must come back up. 7 Up.
Ew.
Yeah.
Where's the baby at?
Yeah, bring the baby back.
Bring the baby back. There's a
don't like
weirdo
that
in here.
I hate that baby, but
yeah,
I hate
no.
that guy more.
He's a
Don't
bit
talk to me
pretentious.
about that, okay?
He's still
Don't
here.
talk to me about hate.
Go away!
You don't need to be here.
There he is. Oh, the little rat bastard's back.
Oh, God. All right,
That's
so
so Orville.
yeah, the Orville.
Yeah.
Love that
Just
show.
great.
The most recent episode that came out, like they've pretty much introduced their Dalek or their Borg.
Oh,
you know, like
Yeah. If you're a Doctor Who fan,
or a Trek fan.
Yeah.
You got the Borgs.
shut your face. I was reaching for my phone and not paying attention.
But I was like, what in the world is going on when they started pulling it out? The other show.
That's what she said.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
That is not okay. Not okay. That's not. That's
You don't
not,
even know what we're talking about, baby.
I'm gonna punch you.
Well,
I'm gonna punch you right through the uprights.
Whatever. So, oh my God. Okay, so what was I talking?
Oh.
Okay, so I've watched a couple of episodes of the show. It's called The Cool Kids.
What's it on?
It's on Hulu.
Okay.
You can watch it on Hulu, but it comes on Fox. And Charlie Day,
Yeah.
he wrote this show. He's a creator, producer of the show.
A what show?
Cool Kids.
The Cool
On
Kids.
Hulu.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
Okay,
haven't-
so it's
I do not.
it's like,
old people in a retirement home,
Oh crap.
and it is so freaking funny.
Is it like a Hulu original or something?
No, it's on Fox,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
they dump it
You may
on
have said that.
on Hulu. But like, pay attention.
I can't.
yeah. Quit
Pay
looking at your phone.
Yeah, you know, pay attention.
What?
I don't know what he said either, but I agree with it.
Shut up, baby.
Don't you ever say you agree with that little. That's a rat.
You're
got
right.
a
He
great
does have more
mullet.
hair than you.
Yeah.
It's a great mullet.
God.
Anyways, Cool Kids.
Unlike this baby.
I haven't seen. Whoa.
I got nothing against youngsters, but I hate him.
Yeah, Cool Kids.
Doesn't it have Martin Mull on it? And
Let's see here.
So Martin Mull and some guy that used to be on In Living Color.
Wait, who? From In Living Color.
Okay, we got Leslie Jordan, David Allen Greer, Vicki Lawrence, and Martin Mull.
Oh, yeah.
David Allen Greer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Martin Mull was the principal from Sabrina Teenage Witch.
David Allen
and
Greer
a
was
lot of
also the
things.
policeman in Jumanji with Robin Williams.
Oh, dang, you right. You
Yes,
right.
Yes, he was.
Ooh. Bit of trivia there.
Yeah, I got you on that.
But, you know, Vicki Lawrence, the Carol Burnett show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
This is for our
Mama's
listeners,
family.
okay?
It's Mama's family, too.
Yeah, that's
Remember
right.
that.
Also Mama's
That's right.
Family.
I do remember that.
Terrible
That was actually
show.
a really good show. I remember watching that all the time when I was younger.
How do you really feel about that, Scott?
I hate that show.
Did you hate it?
Yeah.
Do you not like Carol Burnett?
No, I like Carol
Do you
Burnett.
hate freedom?
Yes, I do hate freedom. We should all be
Oh.
restrained. We should all have a wall up around each one of us.
Around everybody.
Everybody should have a personal wall with a border patrol.
And a little slit in it to just pass notes if you need to
Yeah,
contact me. I
mate.
don't want to look at you.
Yeah, or a pizza.
Yeah, yeah, perfect size for a pizza
Yeah,
box.
just pizza. No, I don't want a wall.
My favorite, going back to the Cool Kids.
Yes.
Yeah, because Miles can't finish his stories because we keep interrupting him with babies and stuff.
Stupid babies. Leslie Jordan, if you don't know who that is, that guy was, he's probably my favorite character.
Okay.
He played Beverly Leslie in Will and Grace. He's like this short.
Oh, the little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
he's
he's
a
got a really
comedian.
high-pitched
So-
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
know who you're
funny.
talking about.
Oh my gosh. Side stitches.
Yeah.
The crap that they're pulling in this show is amazing.
I have to watch that now. So many things I got to
Yeah.
watch.
And then I've honestly been watching a lot of Family Guy, a lot of Rick and Morty, and then
Rick and Morty's for the win
Yeah.
every time. Hey, Morty!
and then I've actually been
Oh, Morty! Oh, God! Oh! Oh, man! Hey, Morty! I'm a pickle!
Hey, turn me up.
Turn me over!
It's not like some kind of alien.
Oh my god! You murdered the microphone.
I'm so sorry. Sorry,
I'm
Michael.
apologizing to it right now.
I'll talk
Just
to
give
you
it a
really
minute.
softly in
It's
your
getting
ear.
weird for a second. There it is.
And then I'm actually making my first pass on Friends. I'm almost done with it.
Almost finished.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like if you're a big sitcom like if you like sitcoms
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, you just kind of have to watch Friends. It's
No, you
great. It's
don't.
funny. You don't.
No.
You don't like it?
I honestly, I watched it back in the day.
Yeah.
And then when they put it back on Netflix, I started watching it again, and I realized I didn't like that show.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Seinfeld.
Yeah. I'll say. Oh, Seinfeld.
Anytime.
So good.
Comedians in cars
Oh,
getting coffee.
Yeah.
so good.
Oh,
By far, probably
talk
one
about
of
a
my
great show.
favorite
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the interview process and that, it's just, it's so much more comfortable.
Yeah.
And I love seeing those guys with, like, their guard down.
yeah.
Or you just get to find out behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry, I didn't mean to
I've-
interrupt you.
No, I mean, I don't remember what
You
we
got me into comedians in
Comedians.
cars getting coffee.
Yeah.
You came over one night and hung out, and we were
No,
like, hey,
we
there's-
were on Xbox and we.
That's right. We were playing, and we hit
You were
play
like,
at the
you were
same
like,
time.
I think I'm gonna go to bed or probably just watch some Netflix. And I was like, dude, you need to watch Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
That's right.
And I thought you could stream like,
You could screen
someone-
share. Yeah, you used to be able to.
yeah, I don't know why you're not able to do that anymore. So
Through
we were just on
Xboxes.
Xbox Live and then we hit play at the
Hit
same
play
time.
at the same time and watch.
And so we're like, hey, we're like a couple of girls. So are you at 3 minutes and 58 seconds? Are you?
Okay.
Did you
on
hear him
three
just say
now.
that thing?
On 3, hit play. Okay.
All right, pause it. We got it. Okay, 1, and go.
No, I didn't hit it. No.
Yeah. So that was really cute.
I can hear yours. I can hear yours in the background. You're ahead of me. You're ahead of me.
You lied. You lied to me.
My trust is broken.
You know, that show actually made me really love Jerry Seinfeld even more, though.
I
'cause-
appreciate his humor even so much
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Because he's just like the entire time he's like, I think cursing it's a cheap
Right.
way- it's a cheap
It's a
joke,
crutch.
you know.
It is a
Yeah,
crutch.
major crutch. Thank you.
Yeah.
I needed you as my crutch in that
Thanks for
moment.
being his-
Thank
I'll
you.
support
Curse
you
crutch.
anytime.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
Glad there's a
whatever.
table between us right now.
Oh.
Me too.
Yeah, no, that's a great show. I can't remember. We were talking about Friends, how you didn't like Friends.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. It's hit or miss. I don't love Friends as much as I love How I Met Your Mother
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
or That 70s Show.
Yeah.
I love That 70s Show.
Going back to Friends, I hate Ross so
He's
much.
so annoying.
I hate him so much. So much.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right up there with the entire cast of Everybody Loves Raymond. I hate all of them.
You just took a whole school bus.
And here's the-
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Here's the thing: I like Ray Romano.
Yeah.
I think he's better now. I think he has become this kind of cool actor that does weird roles and
Yeah.
stuff, and I think that's cool. But man, I hate that show too so much because they hate each other. That entire and I understand where they're
You're talking
coming
about
from.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's kind of where the humor comes.
Yeah,
from
but
it,
it's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable.
Well, it's just like,
there's no love on that show.
The movie that you were watching the other day was Zach Galifianakis and Robert Downey
Oh.
Jr.
Oh yeah,
Due
that's
Date.
a torturous movie.
Due
yeah.
Date.
Due Date. It's the same kind of thing where when I watch that movie, my anxiety is through the roof.
Right.
I find it hilarious, but I get so angry
Yeah.
at just how stupid it is.
Yeah.
It's just like, why are you allowing this to happen?
If you really think about it, there are people out there
Oh, yeah.
like him. Like Zach Galifianakis' character.
I deal with it.
I've ran across one or two of them in my short time here
and I
on
got
Earth,
away from
and
them really quickly.
yeah, like you're like, you're gonna kill me.
We're gonna flip off a bridge in
Yeah.
our car and somehow not die, but I'm gonna wish that I was
yeah,
dead.
because
Hey,
I'm
man.
still with you.
All my years of retail, man,
Yeah.
I see those guys all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're
painful.
you're like, how are you still alive?
Yeah,
Someone should have
physically
killed you
hurts
by
to-
now, or you should have like died in a flaming car wreck, or
it like physically hurts to be around them.
Like-
my back hurts. It's like,
You gain 20 years.
oh, there they are. That's why. It's like they're around.
they're like they should have
It's like
been.
the weather changing. Oh, they're
in the
inside the
mid-
building.
It's like they should have been caught in like a rowboat in the middle of like a lake, and they're on fire, and they can't figure out how to put themselves out. So that's how they would die.
Yeah.
And they've got one paddle, so they're like they're trying to row, and they
And
keep
they're
rowing
going
in
in
circles.
Yeah.
That's what I
That is yeah.
yeah, and
you're
they
right.
just die from
It's a very
fire
stressful movie,
inhalation.
Yeah.
It's
not-
funny. Oh man, I laugh so hard when I watch it, but yeah. Like whenever they when Jamie Foxx is hitting those bumps in the road and him in the tailgate of the
That's
truck
awesome.
and he's like about to fly out. It's like it's funny because you know he's going to be fine. It's like you're like, "Oh, he's about to go." No, he's not. Don't worry. Those kind of people are cockroaches and they never die.
I have found though that's I have to flip a switch off in my head.
Right.
But at the same time, like for movies like that I have to.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I think when I first saw that, I didn't have that switch flipped off, and so like my feelings got really attached to certain people.
Yeah.
And then like I would hate him, and then I would love him, and then it's just one of those things where you have to flip that switch on of, okay, everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like go on this journey.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to do that sometimes for me, but
Yeah. That's definitely one of
it's a
those.
good movie.
I will say this. I think my favorite part of the whole movie is when they drink the dad's ashes and they don't realize. And then Zach drinks it again, and he's like, "Oh man," because it's his dad. And I'm like, "That's so good. It's so good." And then it becomes kind of touching because he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, I hope you clean this up." And
Yeah.
it's.
There's a lot of parts of that movie that
Yeah.
almost
it's
get
some
you
good
choked
heart.
up. Yeah. you're
I mean,
like, "Ooh."
I love Todd Phillips. I think he's a good director. I like how he does stuff. He goes dark, dude.
Yeah.
That's why he's doing that Joker movie, and
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that, to see
Yeah.
what he does with it. But that was off on a tangent.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
So any other shows that you guys want to start watching? That,
Want to start?
yeah,
well,
that-
I want to start Umbrella Academy next.
I need to watch the Orville. That's
need to
one that
continue with Orville.
yeah.
dude, you would love it.
I know I'd love it. It's one of those where I'm like, I need to watch that show.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough people watching it. When I watched the first season and it was over, I got really concerned because everybody that I was talking to hadn't seen it, and I was like, man, this is gonna get canceled. And I was like, I don't want this to get canceled. It's so good.
Yeah.
And now they've got a second season, and it's just continuing to get better and better.
Yeah.
And I was watching it the other day. My nephew came in, and it was the most recent episode, like when their Borg
Yeah.
type thing was revealed. And I was like, what is going on? And he was like, what? And I'm like, dude, this is insane. He was like, I thought it was a comedy. I'm like, no, dude, this is sci-fi with funny jokes.
Yeah.
And it keeps blowing my mind. And I'm glad that it got a second season. And I hope it just continues to go on and on.
Yeah.
So definitely watch that one. I can't really think of a show that I want to start.
I started a little while back Castle Rock on Hulu, which is solely based around Stephen King's books. Loved it. I got halfway through and then got busy with life and stuff and haven't got to go back to it, but I want to finish that. That was one of those, like you were saying, how halfway through Umbrella Academy, you were just like, couldn't stop. I got halfway point and I was like amped to watch. I just couldn't stop. I was like burning through those episodes, and then I had a weird work schedule that week and just never got back around to it, and I'm dying to get back on Castle Rock. So that was great. What's that one that has the guy who played Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad? It's on Hulu.
Is it the cult one?
Yes.
I don't remember what it's called, but
I've got through season 1. I burned through season 1, bro. It was that good.
What is the movie with Zac Efron that's going out?
About
Scott.
about
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Yeah,
That's on Netflix.
yeah.
Or will be.
Yeah, the tapes.
Oh yeah, the Ted Bundy tapes.
Yeah, I just started watching that because everybody been talking about it.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
And that first episode, I knew, sort of, but
you didn't know all that, yeah. Dude,
and it's just like, wow, this guy has no like. It's because he got his heart broken that he just.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm gathering. It's like because he.
It goes further than that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to for you.
I mean, I think
he's the profiling though.
Yeah.
Like they all like fit the description of a girl that he was crazy about.
Yeah.
And
crazy being the key word.
Yeah.
I think that you're right about he got hurt, but at the same time, I think that it unlocked something in him that was already there. It was just dormant.
Yeah.
And one thing that stood out to me was one of the people that was interviewed. They were like, there was just, you could see it in his eyes. Like there was just something that would shift and his eyes would change completely.
Yeah.
And then, it's so creepy.
It's creepy.
So
There's
creepy.
another one that's a true crime that we watched. It's a documentary. You've probably heard about it or seen it or something on Netflix. It's called Taken in Plain Sight, I believe. Have you guys heard about this? Dude, if you watch it, where is it? If you watch it, I need you both to watch it because there is a part in the first episode, I think it's the first episode, that when you get to it, or actually I don't even think it's an episode thing. I think it's just a one-off thing. It's like over an hour, I think. Whenever you get to the part, you guys have to like text me. Abducted in Plain Sight. That's what it's called. Yeah, and it's an hour and a half. That's it. When you get to the part in that documentary, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and I need you to text me when you get there because I want to know what your reaction was.
Are they wearing pants?
I'm not saying anything. You have to get to it, and you will freak out.
I don't know.
And I'm not going to be wearing pants.
Well, who watches Netflix wearing their pants?
No. Heck no.
I mean, that's a requirement not to
wear pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck,
it's
it
like the
takes
new
everything in me
definition
to
of
put 'em on
Netflix
for
and chill.
work.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Netflix and chill by myself.
Yeah.
He's about to start crying for real.
Yeah, waterworks are coming. But yeah, Abducted in Plain Sight. Watch it. Let me know what you think.
Yeah,
you get
I'm
to
going
the
to check
part.
it out. Check it out.
And then I can start sending you guys a
lying.
bunch of memes
He's not gonna
about that one part.
Oh, God.
Miles is not really going to watch that.
He's so close.
You don't know me. I'm going to watch it. Watch me.
Do it.
I'm
I
gonna
dare you.
Watch me watch it.
I dare you.
I double.
And I
doghouse
dare you both to drink piss this 4Loco times 4.
Challenge
Was that on the
accepted.
previous podcast?
Can't remember. No, I think it was this one.
Was it this one?
I think we opened.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was
The
like,
last
oh.
one was about the toilet at the beginning,
Oh,
and
that's
then
right.
it kind of
Okay.
Yeah.
Couldn't
there was a
remember.
lot of baby talk and
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
been quiet.
Yes.
yeah.
I
Thank
think
goodness.
I think
Good.
he fell asleep.
Yeah, he's like laying in the floor. Yeah,
I think he got into the
Dirty
cat food.
diaper.
That's what did it.
ate a little bit out of the cat box.
Yeah.
Like,
He found a brownie. And
yeah, look at that.
count on it.
Crunchy brownie.
All right, well,
Well,
we've got some shows to watch.
yeah.
I think across
So do
the
you.
board.
I'm not watching them.
Yeah, I refuse. I'm canceling my Netflix.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm canceling life.
I think I'm just going to start reading like 18th century poetry
I've done that.
by candlelight.
Not by candlelight.
You're just gonna ruin your vision
Yeah.
and fry your
You're
brain.
just, you're
Yeah,
just
it
dying.
seems good, because probably get a good cry out of that.
I'm
too,
sure
so.
you would, yeah. Just because you can't see.
Yeah,
Not that
Eyes-
you don't already have enough motivation, but
thanks.
sorry.
Ouch.
I like to save my tears in a bottle.
Well, here's a can of 7-Up.
We're gonna start selling Scott's Tears.
Yeah.
Scott's tears. Scott's tears.
That has a nice.
It does.
Nice little-
Sounds like a.
That makes me think of
maybe,
The Office and Scott's
Hey,
Tots.
next time you brew up some beer, you could just call it Scott's Tears.
Scott's Tears.
Oh my gosh!
I will. What kind of beer do you want it to be?
Like it's a pale ale
Just
of
pale
some
ale?
kind.
Alright.
Yeah.
Ginger beer.
A ginger beer.
Yeah, I'll make you a ginger beer.
Cider.
Scott's Tears.
Scott's Tears. Made
And I'll
from
make it
rose
like the
petals.
saddest label
Scott's
I've ever seen.
Tears, the ginger beer.
The beer for gingers.
I don't
The
always.
beer fortune.
Scott's Tears.
I like
I don't
it.
always cry, but when I do, I turn it into ginger beer. Scott's Tears.
Oh, but not Bucking ginger beer because it's good.
Yeah. Well, you should also drink it. Well, when you're drinking it, you should eat it with like just a plain rice cake. That sounds like-
Don't you dare put peanut butter on that thing.
no, just plain, not salted or anything. Just, it's like eating styrofoam.
I don't like flavor. Or my life.
I'm so bland.
Oh. All right.
Know exactly what we need to do when we watch these new shows.
Man. Yep. Rice
All right.
cakes and
Rice
ginger
cakes
beer.
and ginger beer.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure you get your ginger beer and your rice cakes in, folks. And we'll catch you next time.
The diet of gingers.
Yes.
Well, that's all for this episode of the Expendable Opinion Podcast. We would love to hear from you guys. What shows are you watching? Are you watching the shows that we mentioned? What do you think about them? Let us know in the comments down below. Go into the description as well, and you can find all of our social media usernames, links, all of that. Go follow us. Leave some comments there. Say hey to us. We'll say hey back. Well, I can't answer for the guys, but I will. I love hearing from you guys. Love hearing feedback about the show, what you would like us to talk about, what you want us to not talk about. We may or may not take that suggestion. I don't know, because that's not happened yet. But we want to hear from you guys. This is an ongoing conversation, not just on this end, but also on your end. And we would love to hear from you guys. But I think that's it. And you guys have a fantastic day.
Ooh.